Well, hello, 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 and welcome back to another episode of the Summer Spotlight 2020. I am your host, Gayle Nicholson. So good to see you today. Today is an amazing day for a couple of reasons. First and foremost, because my guest today has just taken the world by the horns and chosen an entirely new path for going forward. And that sounds a little bit strange, but you'll understand once I get into conversation with him. Please help me welcome Jeff Merkel, the owner of Iconic Exteriors and brand new father. Congratulations, Jeff. How are you doing today?
I'm doing good, doing real good. It's been an very interesting past 4 days.
I can imagine so. So today is, let's see, Wednesday. And on Monday, you started a company. Monday, your wife had a baby. What else is going on with you?
Okay, so basically, I've been with a garage door company out of Southern California for about 10 years. I met my girlfriend at the time and ended up getting her pregnant, and then figured out that I can't live in Southern California unless I'm making $500,000 a year. So I was recruiting for my garage door company, and I found the oil field. Brought me out to Texas and worked in the oil field for 2 years, and then got laid off and started working with that company again. Being the first branch outside of Southern California, running a garage door company here in Texas. Was with them for 5 years, and then finally it got to a point in my life where I needed to create a legacy for my family because I had a son on the way, which I'm sure we'll talk about in a second. Mm-hmm. So I quit my job Friday. And like you said, I went live on Monday and started booking calls while my wife was getting sliced open and a kid being taken out of her.
You know, we all do our part.
Right? Right?
That's awesome. So you've got an awful lot of experience in garage door work, definitely. Mm-hmm. You've got definitely a motivating factor to keep you hustling out there. Tell me a little bit about what you want to do with your company that's different from the companies that you've come from.
So in the 10 years that I've been in the garage door business and the 5 years that I've actually been out here running the company as my own, 90% of the homes that I walk into and do garage door work for, the homeowner asks me if I know somebody that does such and such. Do I know a concrete guy? Do I know a roofer? Do I know, a guy that paints fences or even builds fences? Mm-hmm. So over the past, I'll say about 3 years, I've been building my network of contractors that I trust. The reason that I didn't name it Iconic, well, first off, Iconic Exteriors was my wife's name for the company. Mm-hmm. And everyone says it's an amazing name. It flows great. I was borderline upset that I didn't come up with it, but she did. So that's why we are a team in this.
Yes.
Back to the whole networking thing. I've built a team of contractors all across DFW that do quality work, take care of their customers, have great reviews. And the reason I didn't name my company Iconic Overhead Doors is because my company is more of a lead generation company. My company is, I do for you, you do for me. I contact my customer and get them connected with the contractor they need to solve their problem.
Phenomenal.
And those contractors, I don't like to use the word feel obligated, but they almost feel obligated to refer me as their go-to garage door guy. Mm-hmm. So that's kind of where Iconic Exteriors is more of a lead generation for contractors across DFW.
Awesome. So put another way, for example, what makes you different as far as from what I'm picking up from what you're saying is that not only do your customers get your service, but they get access to the best of other service providers for their home.
100%.
Awesome. I love that. That's great stuff. All right. So I know you kind of touched on it on your past history, but what was the story behind going from Texas and California and back and forth? Why did you really like make the leap to Texas?
Well, kind of like the same way I made the leap into starting my own company. You know, I met this beautiful woman that pretty much changed my life. She saw my finances and she says, "Oh no, sweetheart, I'm going to have to take over your finances and get you back in the black if we're going to make this work." So, she's been my admin since day one.
Okay.
She's been my go-to, my rock for whatever I need. And when she got pregnant, it was I apologize if this is a non-cursing show. I'm a bit of a cursor because I'm.
You're fine.
Okay. So when the shit hit the fan and she got pregnant, I had to figure out what I was going to do. Right. And I was doing great with the garage door company in Southern California when it was just me and her. But then having an infant, it really opened up my eyes to, you need to have multiple streams of income. You have got to figure out something else to take care of this family. And like I said, I was recruiting for my garage door company at the Marine Corps base. Mm-hmm. And, Patterson UTI Drilling was right across the way. They had a great pitch, work 6 months out the year, 2 weeks on, 2 weeks off. You get a vacation every month because you got 2 weeks off. You make six figures. The only problem is it's in Texas. Mm-hmm. So I went home, talked to my wife. She says, well, my parents live in Texas and I'd love to be closer to them, to have them have access to their granddaughter. Mm-hmm. So I went and gave my notice to the garage door company and we packed up. And I was told that Abilene was where the next oil boom was going to be. Okay. So I had her shopping for a home in Abilene and we got one. And I got on with an oil rig and everything was going to plan. And they said, "You're going to New Mexico to drill." And no. No, you said Abilene. So we did a year in Abilene, and the wife said, "Well, if you're going to be out in New Mexico and other places, I want to move closer to my parents, so that way they have access." So we moved to a little town called Springtown, which is about 35 minutes northeast of Fort Worth. Okay. And we bought a home, because I was going to be this badass oil field guy for the rest of my life and make millions of dollars and all this. And then 2014 hit and the oil field fell out. And I knew nothing about the Texas oil field because I'm from California. So now it's, what do I do? I have a mortgage. I have a baby. I have a wife. And, I tell this story all the time, that this is how I knew God works in mysterious ways. I was sitting on the couch and Inside Edition came on. I haven't seen Inside Edition since I was 12 years old. Usually it was To Catch a Predator or something like that.
Right.
And their expose was the worst garage door company in the nation. Is located in Carrollton, which is an hour away from where I live, which is in DFW. Mm-hmm. So I sent it to my old boss who runs the garage door company in San Diego. Owns the garage door company in San Diego. And he called me 45 minutes later and said, "I just booked you a flight. Be in San Diego tomorrow." Okay. So I flew out to San Diego, did some training because I've been out of the garage door business for 2 years. Mm-hmm. He threw me the keys and said, "Run the company like it's yours." So like I said, I didn't own the company that was out here, but I was running it as my own. So I understood over the past 5 years how to run a company, what it takes, and it's all hustle.
Yeah. Well, it looks like you are well equipped for the job, definitely. Absolutely. But here, and you may have already answered this, but wasn't it like daunting when you've got this pandemic going on? I don't know exactly what it's like where you're at in DFW, Dallas Fort Worth, in Texas, about how open it is and how people are about people coming to their homes. Do you find that's, are you planning for that? Are you, what are the things that you have to take into mind when you start a business that is in-person service during a pandemic?
Right. The first shutdown we were considered an essential service. People have to get out of their garage to go to the hospital. They have to get out of their garage, get into their garage when it comes down to hailstorms and all that good stuff. So the garage doors is still considered an essential service. And what was I, basically you're asking, what was I thinking starting a company during a pandemic?
Yeah, pretty much.
My wife told me I could do it. And
sometimes that's all you need.
But I also had a couple of people tell me that I couldn't.
Ooh.
And again, that's something I need too.
Yeah. Got to come from the right people.
100%. 100%.
Awesome. I love that you did. I love that you have this ability to just go, this is what needs to be done. Let's go do this. Right. Do you find that you get that? Let me clarify. You are a veteran, correct?
Yeah, United States Marine.
Yeah. Awesome. Thank you very much for writing that check. You know the check I'm talking about.
I do.
Awesome. All right. So I'm going to say that were you always that kind of person, or is that something that the military gave you, is that ability to assess and execute?
That's 100% Marine Corps. All day long. A little bit further back, I kind of grew up without my father. He was in and out. I didn't know what it was like to be a man, and it took 4 very pissed off Marines in boot camp to teach me how to be a man. Nice. And it only took them 3 months, and then it took me another 4 years to figure out how to problem solve and keep on pushing forward when everyone's going to tell you it can't be done.
Nice. And I think that you're making that work for you very, very well. Now, I know from the information that you shared with us as far as who is integral to the business, your wife is your new CFO. From what you tell me about her, that sounds absolutely perfect, but not everybody can work with a spouse. How do you think that's going to go for you guys? She actually ran the parts department with my other company. And, we got into an argument one night, and then the following day, it was like nothing ever happened. She was talking to me like it was all business. And I finally called her and I said, babe, you can't talk to me like it's business. We're married. And she goes, when I'm on the clock, we're business. Nice.
When we're off the clock, then we talk about marriage and family. But right now, we got to make this money. So that's how I know it's going to work, is when she's on the clock, it's all business.
That's phenomenal. I think you guys really have something strong that you'll be able to make it all work. And that's such a great philosophy to have. That to be able to separate out that, home time is home time, and we'll have our struggles there, and we can talk about that. But when we're focused on business, we're focused on business. And I think that is going to be the saving grace for you as things go on and go forward. Definitely. When I, a few years ago, quite a few years ago, about 12 years ago now, when the first massive breakdown was happening in the economy back in 2008, 2009, 2010, I was working for Aflac, and I partnered with somebody in the company, and we seemed to work really, really well together. And we would go in for sales conversations, and our clients would ask, "Are you together? Are you a couple?" No, I was married at the time, and he was getting divorced at the time. And 12 years later, we're still together. So I find for myself, and correct me, or if you've got an alternate opinion to this, please speak up. But I find for myself that if people can work together in a business situation, that actually helps them manage the relationship better. Now, have you ever found along those lines?
And I think that's how relationships are too. It goes against every Christian way of believing that you can't live with someone until you're married. But I really think you need to live with someone before you get married, just so you can see their ins and outs, just so you can see their worst times, because they're always putting on their best makeup. But you got to see them at that 5 o'clock in the morning when they just rolled over and they don't feel that good.
Yeah.
You know, same thing with business. You've got to break through that wall with you and your coworkers to actually know them as people, so that way you can know how to talk to them and lead them correctly as well.
Excellent. Yes, I think that's a great point. Absolutely. Absolutely. Now, do you see, what's your 5-year plan for expanding the business, eventually having employees and so on? What's your outlook look like?
Honestly, I meditate almost every day. And I visualize, and I keep seeing this visualization of a commercial building with multiple different, not cubicles, but offices of each contractor that I'm actually using, that I built my team out of, so they all have a place to go to.
Nice.
I want to have that built up. And then, of course, being in commercial real estate and going off and being the go-to guy when it comes to home flippers and commercial construction and demolition and all that. That's all the vision. Right now, 5-year plan is to become profitable, to have 1, maybe 2 employees, and just be known as the guy that has a guy. Nice. Or a girl. Nice. Because, you don't want to be sexist about that. But, I want to be that go-to person, and not even financially. I want to be that guy that someone reaches, hey, man, do you have this person? No, but give me a second. I'll get 5 of them for you. And then I update my Rolodex, because now this is something that somebody needs. Yeah. I've spent the past, since, I got a logo built and a wrap made for my truck. I just haven't had time to go drop off my truck to get it wrapped. But every time someone asks for a logo, I post the guy that made my logo, and I post the guy that actually is going to do my wrap. And they're getting business from these people, and I'm doing this from the hospital room. Brilliant. And then somehow, some way, I really feel that when I go to get my wrap done, I'm going to get one hell of a discount, because I got him some business.
Yep. Those goodwill points.
And that's the obligation thing. It's not an obligation, but it's just it's a good karma thing too.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Speaking of your logo, your logo is awesome. It's bright. It's beautiful. It's definitely, it makes an impact. But I gotta say, it made me wonder if you do like murals on garage doors.
Yeah.
Have you gotten that kind of feedback before?
No. Actually, I've gotten. So what exactly do you do?
Okay. Yeah.
And I get it. I'm like, damn it. I should have put something on my business card or something like that. And then when I was talking to one of my business coaches, he says, look, they're going to see your logo and they're going to reach out to find out what you do. Mm-hmm. And then you tell them that my main focus is garage doors, but I'm a connector of people.
Nice. I like that a lot. And that type of strategy does not work generally in the marketplace. You don't necessarily want a logo that makes people go, what is that? What do they do? Right?
Right.
But in a situation like yours, I think that works really well, because it is such an impact, and the colors in it, the typeface in it is such an impact. It's like, okay, I got to know more about this. What does he do?
Right.
And that's a whole different mindset, but that's great stuff. So tell us a little bit about this little baby that just is joining the family. Now, you have 2 kids now or more?
I have 2 kids. I have an 8-year-old girl, and my boy just showed up.
Awesome. And your boy's name?
You want to meet him?
I do. Can we get a shot of him?
Of course.
Awesome.
So this is my CFO.
Hi, Mom. How you doing?
And it's my baby boy.
Oh, he's so adorable. What's his name?
I know it.
Hi,
his name is
sister.
Harrison Croy.
Say that again, Eric.
Say hi.
Hi.
Harrison.
Oh, I love it.
Harrison Croy.
Hello, big sister. How are you doing? Hi. Are you being a big help for Mom? I hope so.
Are you helping? Okay, talk to her.
Hi. I said, are you being a big help for Mom?
Yes.
Excellent, excellent. Make sure that she's very comfortable because she went through a lot of pain. Okay?
Okay.
Lots of hugs.
All right, get out here.
Nice to meet you. They're adorable. Just adorable.
Right?
My goodness, you were right. He is a big boy, isn't he?
I told you, 9 pounds, 7 ounces, and 21 inches long.
Wow. Wow, that's
Yeah.
phenomenal stuff. Phenomenal stuff. So what's the next steps? I know that you haven't stopped working. I see posts from you on Facebook. I hear that you're connecting people from the hospital room. So
Right.
what's this next 2 months about? I mean, it's not like you're going to get maternity leave.
Well,
Or
yeah,
paternity
for sure.
leave.
No, and yeah, my mother-in-law's in town to help out with my wife. My mom comes in, I think, on the 3rd of August to help out. And for the next month, 2 months, it's just hustle, hustle, hustle. You know, do the same thing I did to build the company, the other company I left,
Mm-hmm.
and then some. You know, like I said, I was getting calls and text messages and messengers about, hey, I need this and hey, I need that. And I was actually pawning those jobs off to other garage door companies that I trust
Mm-hmm.
because they need to get handled. You know, the customer, it would be selfish of me to tell them to wait
Right, right.
when I could just pass it off to one of my guys that I trust, go out there, take care of them. And then those same garage door companies, who are my competitors, by the way,
Mm-hmm.
come back and they charge me the cost of the parts and the labor to pay his guy to do the job.
Nice, nice.
That's awesome.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, over this next month, 2 months, meeting with distributors, meeting with clients, connecting with everything and anything out there to build my brand, and then, you know, make enough money to get my wrap actually taken care of on the truck, so I can actually live up to that logo that I'm showing everybody.
Yeah, nice. Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, we wish you all the very best in anything that you're. I'm just so excited about what you've got in store for you. There's so much that of the building, right? That is so energizing and so motivating, and you've got a beautiful family, and I wish you all the best of everything. Do you have any final thoughts for our viewers today? Anything you'd like to share with them?
You know, I can't stress enough that when you find that perfect client, that avatar, don't just attack them on what you can provide for them. Ask them what they need. Ask them what I can do for you. Because 9 times out of 10, if you solve the one thing that they can't fix, you become their golden child. You become that one person that is their go-to. And it's not just that one garage door you fix. It's his cousin that is the investor that has hundreds of properties across your entire town that you've just became his guy too, and their guys. I can't stress enough, build your brand. Not just your logo, not just your company, but you. You have to be branded.
That is great advice. Absolutely great advice. Again, Jeff, thank you so much. Congratulations to you and your beautiful wife. You have a lovely, lovely family. If there's anything I can do to continue to support you, let me know what it is. I'm more than happy to do whatever I can.
Well, you've done more than you could possibly understand just by having me on this, and I really appreciate it.
Absolutely. All right, you have a great week. Everybody on Facebook, we'll see you again tomorrow with Antoine Dupree. Take care. Bye-bye. When you open yourself up to actual energy work, makes that recovery progress so much faster. That recovery is possible. You do not have to live as a victim until your last days. You have unbelievable strength, and I know that because you're still here. Do you want to create something completely unrecognizable with your life? I can show you how.